Hi guys, welcome to Maybe News. Today I've made you a video with 10 cheapest countries to travel. Let's start with Europe. 10. Romania. If you want to visit one of the cheapest cities in Europe, look no further than Bucharest. Romania's capital city is a must-see for a traveler on a budget. Also, every Romanian town has old town areas where travelers can admire beautiful architecture of the past centuries. For those interested in indigenous architectural styles, this country is a great find because almost all old buildings are worth a look. Bucharest Old Town is particularly charming. For thrill seekers, take a night cruising to the Born Castle, commonly known as the Dracula Castle. If you want more, go visit the spectacular Transylvania region. It is full of cute medieval towns, ancient fortified churches, and spectacular Carpathian mountain range. Including a place to sleep, food, tourist attractions and public transport, Romania is less than $40 per day. (9) Hungary. Hungary is considered one of the cheapest countries in Europe year after year. And like any other European nation, Hungary boasts incredible cathedrals, castles, parks, squares, hostels, and even thermal spas. Budapest is becoming more and more popular, and for good reason. For students, it is a great destination because accommodation, transportation, and food is relatively cheap. The neighboring cities of Pécs, Miskolc, and Eger are also worth visiting. One hint for you though: don't look for hostels in the central parts of the Hungarian cities. Inexpensive ones are a bit outside of the city centers. Total costs per day are about $42. 8. Albania. Albania is a country that is often overlooked in favor of Croatia and Greece. However, this hidden gem on the Balkan Peninsula has some of the most striking and less crowded coastlines in all Europe. This means you can enjoy a relaxing beach holiday without spending too much cash, and unlike most vacation destinations, you can stay in a luxury hotel or resort on the Albanian Riviera for cheap. On the other hand, you can save a few extra bucks by staying in a hostel. Albania's hostels are known for being clean, comfortable, and very affordable. Now moving to Asia. 7. Nepal. If you love mountains, rural life, temples, and the great outdoors, then Nepal will afford you some serious bang for your buck. This Himalayan republic isn't just home to great mountains for fearless climbers, it's also perfect for those who simply love to walk from tea house to tea house. Although sightseeing flights over Mount Everest and intense multi-day treks in the Himalayas can be expensive, the base costs of visiting Nepal are very affordable. As a benchmark, a meal in a budget restaurant will cost around $2, and cheap double room at Kathmandu guest house can be around for as little as $12 per night. You can expect to pay around $30 per day for an experienced trekking guide, though keep in mind that this cost will be split between the group. With a daily allowance of around $27, visitors should be able to make the most of their time in this fascinating country. (6) Vietnam. Vietnam is a budget backpacker's paradise with some of the cheapest beer in the world. Cheap dorm beds and private rooms, wallet-friendly and efficient long-distance transportation, and food that will barely make a dent in your bank account. Despite an economic boom fueled in part by the US-China trade war, Vietnam remains ridiculously cheap. The capital city of Hanoi is one of the cheapest Vietnamese cities to explore, though other awesome destinations such as Ho Chi Minh City, Sapa, Hoi An, and Hue won't cost a fortune either. A basic meal, such as bowl of pho, costs less than $2, and freshly baked breads and pastries make for a pocket-friendly breakfast. If you can stretch to $60 per day, you'll be able to do a lot more on your vacation and enjoy meals in nice restaurants every so often. But budget backpackers can still have a great time with around $40 each day. 5. Bangladesh. If you're looking for an affordable but offbeat place to explore that's full of energy and intrigue, Bangladesh could be just the place you're looking for. Bangladesh is home to the Sundarbans, the biggest mangrove forest in the world. It also boasts Cox's Bazar, the longest stretch of unbroken sandy beach on Earth. You can also discover historic temples in Puthia, river life in Barisal, ancient ruins in Gaur, and much more. You can dine in a cheap restaurant for less than $2. A daily budget of $47 will let you splurge and occasionally enjoy top-class hotels rooms and fancy restaurants. But it is also possible to get by Bangladesh with around $80 per day. An average backpacker should expect to spend in the region of $24 each day. Cheapest country in Africa. 4. Kenya. With so much diversity contained within its borders, Kenya is a feast for those looking to sample this continent for the first time, with hiking mountains, discovering amazing national parks, spotting insane wildlife, and strolling along beautiful beaches, all easy to experience. Due to recent political disruption, Kenya tourism has slumped, and so too have the prices. If you're not camping in Kenya because you're basing yourself in cities or towns, then dorm beds in this country cost around $10 per night, which is a bargain, especially at the coast, given you'll be nestled among some posh resorts and some beautiful beachy spots. Local food on the street or from small shops in Kenya will set you back around $15 to $20 per day, and local buses, boats are even less. Yes, Kenya is definitely one of the cheapest countries in Africa and a great option if you're looking to combine safari with the sea. Free. Egypt. Budget travel in Egypt might not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think of this northern African country. But it's one of the cheapest African countries to visit if you're on a budget. The average room in the center of Cairo will cost around $12. If you choose to go to a quieter town or stay in the outskirts near Giza, this price can go down even more. While Egyptian cuisine isn't the best, it is certainly cheap, and the national favorite of koshari, essentially a mix of rice, lentils, macaroni and tomato sauce, can be wolfed down for as little as $3. Another reason Egypt is one of the cheapest countries to travel in Africa is the fact you don't need to take tours or guides to see the sights. Sometimes, as in the case of Abu Simbel, they are even included in the ticket price. Moving to America. 2. Colombia. Colombia has an unfortunate reputation for being the site of never-ending cocaine wars. But as a matter of fact, things have really turned around here in recent years, and the country has become an idyllic getaway for travelers who yearn for the perfect balance between urban and rural charm. With its biodiversity, its historic and culturally rich cities, and its beaches, Colombia seems destined to emerge as a top-tier destination in a coming decade. The city of Medellin, the former haunt of the infamous drug lord Pablo Escobar, is a particular point of interest. Despite its former association with one of the most brutal cartels of all time, the city has reinvented itself. Famous for its flowers and the system of cable cars that carry locals hither and yon across the valley, Medellin is also blessed with near-perfect temperatures year-round. Colombia will give you a perfect taste of the South American continent, as you have both the Pacific and Atlantic coast, the Amazon rainforest, and the start of the Andes. A backpacker's budget for Colombia is around $35 per day. 1. Mexico. Mexico is full of endless adventures. This vast country is rich with culture, nature, and some of the best food in the world. Though the country does not have the best reputation as far as safety goes, mass violence take place in certain areas, and Mexico is a big country and there are plenty of safe places to explore. Now the good news, it's easy to travel Mexico on a budget. For less than $20 you will be able to explore at least 5 stunning places. For less than $3 you can devour delicious street food like tacos, quesadillas and tortillas. The white sand beaches are essentially free, and the hospitality? Priceless. While getting around within a city is cheap, intercity traveling in Mexico can be costly, mainly because of how big the country is. The best case scenario is to rent a car, which costs about $30–50 per day and split between 4 people. If you are backpacking Mexico solo, try to stay in the same place for a longer time to stretch the cost of transportation out. Also, that way you are able to travel deeper and experience authentic Mexico too. And that's all for today. Thanks guys for watching and see you in the next episode.